Hey guys, today's show I'm super excited about. Oh my gosh, I met this wonderful individual with Emser Tile a few months ago. His name is Mike Weaver, and he is the VP, Vice President of over the entire country for dealer trades, which means basically he's responsible for a third of all of the sales in the entire country for Emser Tile. And he's coming on my show today, flying in to be here in person. So excited, stay tuned. Mike Weaver is an accomplished professional with a distinguished career in the field of both sales and operations, currently serving as the Vice President of Sales at Emser Tile. Born in Salem, Oregon, Mike's journey in the industry began as an operations manager in Reno, Nevada. Throughout his tenure with Emser Tile, Mike has navigated through a diverse range of roles, holding a total of 9 key positions within the company. He plays a pivotal role in driving growth and innovation within the company. His strategic vision and passion for excellence have contributed significantly to Emser Tile's continued success and prominence in the industry. Known for his collaborative approach and commitment to fostering strong client relationships, Mike has earned a reputation as a respected leader and a trusted advisor in the sales arena, operations, and warehouse management. Under his guidance, Emser Tile's sales team has thrived, achieving remarkable milestones, won countless exclusive deals, and solidifying the company's position as a market leader. Beyond his professional achievements, Mike is admired for his philanthropic efforts, actively engaging in community initiatives and giving back to society. With a relentless dedication to excellence and a keen eye for opportunity, Mike Weaver continues to elevate the standards of success in the sales domain while leaving a positive impact on the people and community he serves. Hi, I'm Rebecca Hidalgo-Rains, and you're listening to Grateful Heart. I started this show to help educate my clients on the real estate market, and it's evolved into so much more. I've found that I love talking to people, and I love learning new things. While our expertise is still on the health of the housing market, we want to focus on the health and the well-being of our listeners as well. More specifically, where we reside in our hearts, in our minds, and in our homes. The biggest purchase in our life just isn't a house. It's where we raise our children, start a new business, pray for our loved ones, and follow our dreams. It's even where we listen to our favorite podcast. When we are successful at home, everything else just falls into place, and we are so grateful for that. Home is where the grateful heart is. Thank you for joining us today. Hi guys, I'm your host Rebecca Hidalgo-Rains with Grateful Heart TV, and in studio today, I am bringing you somebody who's super cool. He is way cooler than me. Oh my gosh. He is so cool. I got to meet him at the Building Coalition back in May that was held here in Scottsdale by my good buddy Brad Leibitz of A Finer Touch Construction. And I do not delay any longer in introducing my good friend Mike Weaver of Emser Tile.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So
Thank
nice
you
to
for
see
being here today.
It's my absolute pleasure.
Oh my goodness. So Mike, you come to us all the way from Dallas, but technically you flew in from Portland to do the show in person today. So Thank you.
I did in and out in a single day just for you.
Oh my gosh. I am so grateful. So he just blew my head up, making me feel really important. This dude is super important. Okay, at Emser Tile, you have worked there for how many years?
This is my 18th year.
18th year.
Yes.
So you are not new to the company. You've been around a day or two, and he is the Vice President of Dealer Trades.
That's correct.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm responsible for about a third of our company's business, but the dealer trade business is anyone who resells our product is considered a dealer. And of course, anyone who is in the trade is considered a part of our trade program. So think of the trade being anyone who's either installing the tile or designing the tile. Maybe it's on the architectural side or the design side. That's the trade. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
Okay, so that's it in a nutshell, but you didn't give yourself enough props. Okay, Mike is being very humble. Emser Tile is the biggest company in the entire country, what, just behind Home Depot?
We are the largest privately held flooring company in the country.
Largest privately held flooring company in the entire country.
That's right.
So I got to tell you, before we met, I was looking at building a custom home.
Okay.
And my flooring guys I've used for years here in the Valley said, Rebecca, don't use us. You need to go to Emser. You know why they told me that?
Why?
Because you guys are very well known for your style, for your class, for all things designer-ish.
That's fantastic.
And he knew my taste. I always manage to pick out the most expensive stuff. I always do. He's like, I don't have it here. You need to go to Emser, girl. And I'm not saying that everything there is expensive.
Sure.
It's not. Because that's what I'm really excited about with my new homes, that my affordable ones I'm building, that I plan to get them from you guys because you are not the most expensive, but you have a wide variety.
Yeah, that's well said. Our business is really built on being able to service really every customer channel and segment. So everything from your 99-cent, throwdown tile for a home flip to the nicest, most expensive tile that exists, or, Mexican or Turkish imported stone. There isn't a product we don't source.
Well, and that's why you are known by all your competitors as being the one place to go for everything tile.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
And I'm not BSing you, dude. I'm telling you the truth. So when I met you, and I'm like, Emser Tile. Oh my gosh, I've heard so much.
Cool.
And even before then, so I've got your website up for those people that are watching us live. So the website's awesome, and I want to talk about the company culture. That was one thing I wanted to get back to. So I'm going to get back to that screen there. We're going to talk about company culture, but before we do, oh my gosh, if you want inspiration, their Facebook account is great. Their Instagram account is fantastic. At 44,000 followers, there's tile and tile and tile, and it goes on forever. But I really love their Pinterest. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is super good. If you're thinking about building a new home, production, custom, anything, or just remodeling, go onto their Pinterest and you will have so much inspiration, so many wonderful boards. It was fantastic. I loved everything about all of your sites that I've been on. So I wanted to make sure that anybody listening today has a visual for all the cool stuff that you guys do over at Emser, because if you're designing a home, whether it's resale, remodel, really badass custom in the millions and millions range, you take care of everybody.
Yeah, one thing cool, I met with a builder earlier today, and we're doing some custom exterior cladding for him, and we're importing slab for him in absolute black and having the exterior leathered to merchandise on the outside of his home. This isn't something that's in our core line, nothing you'd ever find online. Our service is really second to none. If you dream it, we'll build it.
Oh my gosh. So you were telling me about that builder before we started the show. So besides the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of things in your catalog, you'll actually find custom stuff for people too.
Yeah, our motto is, you get to decide what you want it to look like. We decide where it comes from.
Wow. I love that. I love that, because that just means everything is on the table.
Anything you want.
Anything we want, and you will figure it out. So this is why he is in charge of 1/3 of all the sales for Emser Tile in the entire country.
That's right.
You're awesome.
Well, thank you.
You're awesome.
That's very nice.
So besides you being awesome, you've been there for 18 years. Obviously, there's a company culture that you represent, and you represent it well.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Why is this the best place to be for sales and operations?
Well, technically, I started in operations, and now I'm in sales. So this is a good question to pose. Our company's culture is really built on respect for the individual. This part is really important to us. We, unlike a lot of other companies, we don't really have a hierarchy. If our warehouse team in Reno, Nevada, wanted to pick up the phone and talk to the president of the company and ask him a question on how they should be managing the business or what should go first or come later, they can do that any day of the week.
Stop it.
Yeah.
A company of your size, somebody out of Reno can call up your CEO and get him on the phone?
They could call the owner, the founding partners of the company.
That is really impressive. So how many family members are still in operation today?
I can't give you that exact number because I'm not sure.
Okay, well, that's a fair answer. But are they still very involved?
Oh, very much so.
That's
They're
cool.
Very much so. What's nice about the company is the owners, and we call them partners, really do understand that a business needs a president and a vice president, directors, etc. And they really operate more like our board of directors, and they give us direction and guidance on how we maintain the company's culture while still growing. This part's really important.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounds very important, because this is something you guys are putting not just on your website as tooting your horn, but obviously retention is huge. I understand that as a businesswoman, if you take good care of your people, they'll take good care of you.
That's right.
So the culture is really meant for, that you're going to help anybody who comes into Emser with whatever you can.
Well, respect for the individual isn't just the respect a leader has with their local team. It's the respect that we have with our vendors, with the truck drivers, with the janitorial crew. It's we are all doing the exact same thing, trying to go the exact same place in life.
Oh my gosh. I'm not being corny, but that really is super cool, and it hits me at my heart, because I'm doing a startup company right now for construction to help people. And I literally just had the conversation a couple of days ago, like, hey, I want to work with people who will want to help people regardless of what they get out of it.
Sure.
And I had asked somebody for some advice, and they just totally stonewalled us and didn't respond. And I'm like, well, that just answered my question as to whether or not I want to ever work with them in the future. Because, you know, when there's nothing to be gotten out of it and somebody's genuinely nice, you feel it. And so when you have a company culture of respect, like you said, you're cleaning people, you're truckers, anybody can call the owners. I mean, that is really freaking cool, and it's definitely speaks to why you guys are so big.
Yeah.
And that is something I want to emulate with my own company, because that's huge.
Our growth it does have a lot to do with our team in the field and how well they understand the company's culture and maintaining and living by that.
So
it's pretty incredible.
I think this is a great way to segue in, because when I first met you, you shared with me some really cool stuff about how the company got started.
Okay.
I know you even talked about wanting to have the owner on the show. So I'm going to ask you to represent your company's story, because then I want to learn about Mike's story a little bit.
I don't know that I'm going to do very well at that.
Oh, you'll do great with it, Mike.
I will share that the company was founded in 1968 by a family, the Goetzian family. C.A.S.A, one of the founding owners, was an engineer for the Apollo, and he was sponsored.
Wow!
His citizenship was sponsored in the U.S. by the Apollo 13 program, and after kind of the sponsorship, and now that he was in the U.S., decided that he wanted to start building a business on his own. And they ended up starting selling rugs door to door. He had some contacts overseas.
Which is so funny, because you guys don't even do carpet.
It's crazy, but we used to, right?
Yeah.
And so started selling rugs door to door, and then that business started to take off. As that business took off, we started doing business with companies like Home Depot, and Home Depot really got us into the stone game. I think one day they said, listen, I'd love it if you guys sourced, slate tile for us. And, that kind of led us down the path of being the largest importer of natural stone in the country, which is a really unique story. And then we started to build our footprint in production home builder, which slowly became one of the largest custom home builder players in the entire country. Today, there's an 80% chance that if you buy a home in the U.S., it's going to have Emser Tile in it.
That's a huge statement there.
It is, isn't it?
Because I've been in building for almost 30 years, and that is a huge statement, because we build thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of homes every year in this country.
Our team has done an incredible job with that program.
That is amazing. So you guys have truly scaled this to dominating the country with what you do from a carpet salesman, door to door.
We're up to, and the support of some really fantastic people that he found and that they found over the years, right? Today we're in 80, we have 80 locations. There isn't a part of the U.S. we don't touch, whether it's having a virtual rep in that market or an actual physical location. We've got 4 distribution centers around the country, which is kind of neat. We have this cool moniker that there isn't a place in the U.S. we can't touch within 3 business days from one of those 4 DCs, which is another thing that's very unique in our organization, because all of our product is in all of the distribution centers. It's really built to be whatever you want it to be.
That is so cool. Okay. I want to take a quick commercial break, only because there's so much more I want to talk to you about, and I don't want to interrupt. That was like a perfect segue. So we're going to come right back after listening to our sponsors just for a minute. I promise we're going to come right back and learn more cool stuff.
Awesome.
If you're looking for a mortgage, you need a personalized plan, not a click button get mortgage option. My team and I have saved families thousands by proactively planning their home purchase or a refinance. Buying a home is a huge decision, and it deserves a strategic approach. My team and I provide a comprehensive mortgage plan, including a complete credit analysis outlining the steps needed to improve your credit score and help you qualify for the best rates and terms in the market. Visit us at tkteam.us today. We'll ensure you get the best guidance so you can make the best decisions. The TK Team, moving you forward.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Hidalgo-Rains with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and I've been selling homes here in the Valley for over a quarter of a century. I want to say that experience truly matters, so when you're looking for a realtor to help you either buy or sell your biggest purchase of your life, I hope you'll consider using me. My experience doesn't matter near as much as my clients, so I do dare you to Google me, and I promise you'll see nothing but fantastic reviews, because I really do truly care to help navigate you and your family to the very best experience you'll ever have with buying a home.
Have you been thinking about buying a new house or refinancing your existing mortgage? Interest rates are still around historically low levels. Why pay a higher rate when you don't have to? Call Joe Smith, me, at Epic Mortgage LLC, 602-741-4121 for a free mortgage quote or pre-qualification. Epic Mortgage LLC is a locally owned, independent mortgage brokerage that provides low-cost options for its customers. Independently owned means low overhead, so you get the best rates, fees, and service. Keep more of your money. Brokers are better. Realtor recommended for over 20 years. Contact me, Joe Smith, at Epic Mortgage today, 602-741-4121.
Whether purchasing a home or refinancing, we know you have choices when it comes to choosing a title company. Navi Title Agency is the leading source for all title, escrow, and marketing needs. With access to the largest title insurance underwriter, Navi Title facilitates successful closings and protects clients from fraud. Creating solutions that save time and money for everyone, ask your realtor or loan officer today about using Navi Title on your next real estate transaction. Navi Title Agency is locally owned and operated in the state of Arizona.
Okay, we're back from commercial break, and we had such a great discussion during break. I'm sorry you guys missed it. I'm going to try to recreate it for you. Mike, what I said to you on break, I said, oh my gosh, I really am touched, and I'm not just saying that, about obviously the people you work for are just truly good people. Because the company culture was obviously very important to them, and then from there they scaled. And you being there for 18 years, your most recent role, it sounded like you've been in for a few years now. Mm-hmm. When you took that job, what did your CEO, your owner, say to you?
So Carl, who's the president of the company, took me to dinner. Wonderful man, and I'm sitting across from him, and we had talked about what the division of business needs, where the important focuses should be, etc. And he kind of concluded and said, "But do me a favor, don't ever change. Who you are, exactly how you come across to your team in the field. This is what makes us different than everyone else, and it's unique." To be honest, I'm not your typical vice president.
No, you're not.
Not of a company of this size.
No, when I met you, I just assumed you were not as high up as you are because of how you treated me.
Yeah, one of the things
that is awesome, Mike.
We recognize quite clearly that our teams in the field need a real connection with real humans. And in building a business, no matter the size and scale, people really do want to connect with people they trust and appreciate, people they get along with and respect, people they like.
Yeah.
That's not something to be left unaddressed.
And you know what's interesting to me, and I love the fact you've been there for 18 years. You started off in operations, you said.
I did.
And I remember when I met you, I think somebody was teasing you. You had some of your gals there that are in the design area. And I think they said something like, Mike, you haven't even touched a piece of tile in how long? And here you are, this, in your position at Emser Tile. Can you talk about where you started when you started on with Emser, and maybe even before you started on with Emser, because I know you've got a story to tell.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, do you want me to start in the beginning?
Yeah, I want to know in utero what you remember.
Okay. So, I'll do my best.
Okay.
All right. So, before Emser, I worked for a company called Linens and Things. Linens and Things, very similar to Bed Bath & Beyond. I was there for 10 years, I think. It was a great company. And, I started there as a lead cashier and kind of left as an area manager. And my dad, funny enough, worked for Emser. And he said, son, there's this great company. I think you should check them out. They're really amazing. Mm-hmm. And I started having some conversations internally and decided that wasn't the right time for me to make a change. Mm-hmm. So I went about a year prior to finally agreeing to come on board. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, it was the best decision I ever made. So when I took the job, I started as the operations manager in Reno, Nevada. And back in that time, an operations manager, in my opinion, was a warehouseman and an order entry clerk. We didn't run the business just yet, right? As our business evolved and we continued to grow, we started hiring people that could run the business. Sure. Nonetheless, since then, I've held 9 roles with the company.
I saw that.
So I went from, operations manager to branch manager, senior operations manager, regional operations analyst, which is like an auditor that goes around auditing branches.
Ow, that doesn't sound like fun.
And people hated seeing me coming. And imagine this big guy that's smiling
all the
and
time.
Nobody wants to see him come. It's sad. And then I was a regional operations manager, and then I was the director of operations. And then I became the regional manager, which in some companies would be considered a regional VP, where a portion of the company reports directly to you. Mm-hmm. And now finally, the vice president of dealer trade business.
Wow, that was super impressive.
That's my history.
That is super impressive. Super impressive. So you worked at You know, it's kind of funny. I was TJ Maxx head cashier when I got started, so I got that with you. I remember many hours sitting there because I had long fingernails with pencils, and I actually had to give change. I actually had to know how to give change because I'm that old, and you know, today they figure it out for you.
You don't look that old.
Well, thank you, sir.
I did have a cash register though.
Oh, you did?
It did it for me.
It wasn't like what are those called, Accubus or whatever those are?
It was not. It's funny.
Yeah, no, I totally relate to that, and it's so impressive because in your 18 years, so it sounds like every 2 years, just about, you're getting promoted and moving on.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to make an impact in whatever role I'm in. Another thing that's really fantastic with Emser is you don't have to ask for a promotion. If you work hard and the company sees that another role is a good fit for you, and it's just natural. You just naturally, that role is yours, and it's. Again, it's very special.
It really is special, and I love everything you're telling me because that just makes me want to work with you guys more.
Yeah.
And you know, for anybody listening, whether they're a builder, they're a realtor, you know, my own clients that are looking at maybe remodeling and things of that nature, the best thing for them to go would be just to an Emser showroom, to the website. Where would you tell them to start?
That depends. So, if you're looking for inspiration, I really do recommend you start online on our website and look at product and design and kind of discern, this is it right here, and kind of discern like what style you like, right? And once you've decided the style you like and the kind of project you're working on, come in and work with our showroom. You can either make a design selection service appointment, which is kind of curated service with one of our in-house designers.
And Michelle is so fantastic.
She is the absolute best. Her and I were together this morning.
Oh, were you? She's so fun.
And we'll be together later today, actually.
Well, tell her I said hello.
I will. Anyway, you can either make an appointment or just stop by. We've got plenty of people that are all experts to help you in the showroom.
Well, your website's fantastic.
It really is good.
I want to point out, you mentioned you guys are like the guys in charge of all stone. You're sourcing stone from all over. You said there was an interesting story to how you guys got into doing stone when you were describing it earlier. But I wanted to point out, when you're thinking of stone, you're also thinking pool materials. Not everybody thinks of you guys when it comes to pool materials. You guys do lovely tile
interior,
work.
exterior cladding, pavers, coping, ledger panel, glass.
Yes.
There isn't a product in an area we don't cover.
So pavers, like again, nobody would think about that. If they think tile, they're thinking bathroom tile, and so pavers. Cladding, that's exciting stuff. So if you want to give the outside of your home a facelift,
that's right.
You can come to Emser to do so.
So the project Michelle and I were working on earlier today was a large exterior granite cladding, 50 by 160 inch hammered finish.
That's really amazing stuff.
If you can dream it, we can likely create it.
Well, and that's the motto, yeah?
Yeah.
I love the motto. The motto is so really amazing. Good. So we would recommend they come into one of your showrooms. They can find stuff of yours either with a production builder if they happen to hire somebody.
There isn't a place on this earth, I don't believe, that if they sell tile, you can't find Emser Tile there. You simply won't find everything there. And using our showroom as a place at least to get started is a great place to do that. Look, we don't sell carpet and cabinets, and you may want to go somewhere that does it all in-house, right?
No.
But if you did, that's okay, because we're typically selling our product there also.
Yeah, well, at Home Depot. So if they go down to Home Depot.
Well, I wasn't going to mention them, but there's lots of other places too.
I get it. But do you guys actually make your own tile too, or do you only source it?
Well, that's another interesting thing. So we don't own any of the manufacturing plants.
Okay.
However, most of the manufacturing is done exclusively for us. And if we don't own that factory's capacity, we own nearly all of it.
Most of it, yeah.
So all of the designs, our head of design, her name is Suzanne Zerflu. She is the who's who on the design side of the business.
Let's hear her name again then.
Suzanne Zerflu.
I'm going to have to look up Suzanne Zerflu.
She does all of our product design, and they're very, very high fashion. Our corporate office is on this picture right here is on Santa Monica Boulevard in Los Angeles.
Nice.
We are at the forefront.
I know you guys. I love it. You guys are so awesome. Okay, so just to retract or regurgitate, Emser Tile, you can find them on Facebook.
That's right.
I love their site there. I also love their Instagram, but my favorite is definitely their Pinterest. Yeah. They have a ton of followers. They have a ton of boards, tons of inspiration. And, before we get done, I always ask people, when they come on, because I'm a giving heart, a loving heart, a giving heart, grateful heart, and I know you are too.
I am.
And so when we very first met, you had told me that you guys, once I get my nonprofit up and running, I might be able to hit you guys up for some help for my own nonprofit.
Sure.
But in the meantime, you've got one named C.A.S.A that you love and support, and I would love to learn about them.
Yeah. So this is a court-appointed special advocate for children. And the gentleman on the left is performing as a C.A.S.A associate.
Okay.
And really what it is it typically services the underprivileged, kind of our underprivileged communities. And when a child becomes a ward of the state, or their life is uprooted and they go from their main parental home to guardians, etc., the C.A.S.A really helps advocate for the child and the guardian together to make sure that the welfare of the child is always kept up front.
That's good.
Right? It's really my wife and I, when we met, she was a C.A.S.A volunteer.
Oh,
and so
was
she was
she?
one of those people
Aw.
that would help make sure that when kids were placed, they were placed in good homes. Or if they entered the court system and they were going to be adopted, that was a smooth transition. If there was any kind of issues between the guardian and parent, she helped support making sure that things like that were clean and clear, so that everybody was happy, and then most importantly, the kid was happy.
Well, shout out to your wife for getting you
She's
involved.
She's quite an individual.
She must be to be married to you.
Today, well, look, I don't know how she does it. I really don't. Today, time really only allows for financial donations.
Understood.
But, there was a time where she got to donate a lot of her own individual time, and it's something very important to our family.
Well, and I bet that was super rewarding for her.
Sure was.
I have one of my high school girlfriends, never married, and she ended up adopting a daughter. And this girl, actually, I know two girlfriends from high school who did this, and their daughters look just like them. So you almost have to wonder, like, you know, if they just find their way to them somehow, you know, maybe not through the womb, but you know, I was so inspired by both of those ladies taking a child into their home and loving them as their own, and that is huge. So then to have somebody come in and advocate for the poor kiddo who maybe got displaced for one reason or another is amazing, and I love hearing stories like this. Right. So if somebody wants to support, they can get involved. Go to the website. It is
National C.A.S.A, GAL.org.
NationalCASAGAL.org.
Correct.
Thank you. Mike's wearing his glasses today, and I am not, so I appreciate that, Mike. And you can hop on their website if you want to get involved, to donate, any of the above. You know, definitely check them out, because the charity that Mike loves is one that I'm going to love too. And I hope all of you guys watching and listening also will as well. So before we finish, Mike, we're getting there. I'm swiping through. I wanted to get back to the Emser website. Is there any last thoughts about your company, about your experience working for Emser, that you want to make sure anybody listening knows about? Because obviously we've heard some amazing culture with respect to just respecting others, right? And it sounds like you guys kind of go by that, you know, law of treating one another the way you want to be treated, right?
Yeah, I will. I make a funny joke, typically when meeting with new customers, that says, "I don't sell a product. I haven't sold a product in a long time. My responsibility is to connect with a customer, understand their needs in totality, and then give them exactly what they want." This is something that's
huge.
No other company can emulate. And I've got lots of friends and family that work for other companies. Call them competitors if you'd like, but this is something that Emser does at their absolute best.
Wow.
The account that we saw this morning, my statement was quite clear. I will give you whatever you want. If we make a commitment to partner together, I'll do what no one else can. And Emser does that action right there better than any other company on earth.
Wow. Well, I'm super impressed with all things Emser. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming and joining. And
thank you for letting me. I feel unique and humbled to be able to be on.
Oh, I love it. And then I hope to see you in Austin in September. There. I'm going to be hitting up my friend Ryan. What did you say was the dates again?
It's September 17th.
So I'm giving a plug to C.A.S.A while we're at it, because they are an amazing company, and I love all things that you guys are doing. And I'm so excited to build houses and have your product in them.
I am excited to see Emser Tile everywhere.
Everywhere. Well, thanks, you guys. Thank you for coming on.
It was my pleasure.
We will talk again. Oh my gosh, was Mike not the biggest sweetheart you've ever seen on my show? Seriously, I adored every minute with him. He's running off to go meet with my buddy Brad over at AFT, and I hope he has a great time with the rest of his day here in Arizona. I am so grateful that he came on to talk all things Emser Tile with you guys and with me, and I hope you enjoyed the show. What a great show, and thank you for joining us on our mutual journey to becoming unharmable and successful in all of our experiences while we're here in this school of life. We hope you enjoyed it. If you watched us on YouTube, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Likewise, if you're catching us on one of our podcast platforms, be sure to follow us so you never miss out on another one of our shows again. Remember that if you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, check us out on the web, www.gratefulheart.tv, for all of our links to connect with us.
I'm on vacation every single day, 'cause I love my occupation. I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.